Welcome to Trevor Overload.
Oh boy, we're back. I can't believe it. It's already been a week. Welcome back to Trevor's Tiny Chode, whatever this is called. I wanted to apologize, first off, that I talked about Calvin and Hobbes, but I didn't show you it. I didn't show you anything. Maybe you live under a rock and don't know anything about it, but here's my favorite story. This is what I think of when I think of Calvin and Hobbes. It is this poem Watterson wrote called A Nauseous Nocturne, and the art is just so sick. The poem itself is cool. The words he uses, talk about a wordsmith, man. I'm not going to read it to you, but go find it. A Nauseous Nocturne. It's just absolutely his brain on display, and it's super cool. Oh, blood-red eyes and tentacles, throbbing, pulsing ventricles, mucus oozing pores and fretful claws. Anyway, Calvin and Hobbes, the shit. I should have displayed that first. It is the best. All right. Well, you know what's cool is I don't have to introduce myself and do any of that shit anymore. I can just jump right into it. I don't usually wear my hat backwards, but I'm feeling like a cool jack today, so that's why it's like that. So, showed you that story from my past. Let's get right into it. Probably not good for audio. I was thinking, what story should I do? And one popped into my head right away, because this is crazy. It's almost so crazy that it's unbelievable. But this is like a once in a lifetime. This could only happen. This is such a unique story, I think, that I don't think you can even compare it to anything in your life. So, my older brother, for a senior project, made a trebuchet. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's pretty much like a catapult. It's got a long arm. This is the shit that would throw big-ass rocks at the castle walls, right? You let it go, watch out, and there goes the rock. Okay, so my brother made one of those for a senior project, and it was fucking dope. It turned out perfect, worked really well, had a leather strap or whatever you call it, that you could fit your boulder in or whatever little thing and fling it out. And it worked wonderfully. I'm sure he got a great score on it. It was beautiful. He built it with my dad. So, growing up out in the sticks, and Dad, I never want you to watch any of my videos anyway, but if for some reason this gets to you, fucking stop it right now. You don't need to see this. It's not good for your heart. It's not good for my heart. It's definitely not good for our relationship. So, I was, so if my brother was a senior, 2.5 years younger than him, so 15 and a half, 16, which you'll notice that that's a common trend for a really lot of dumb shit I did in my life. My teenage years, I don't know how I survived them. Anyway, so, trebuchet, we were thinking, my parents had all the property. I mentioned that last video. A lot of nothing out there, just shrubs, old blackberry bushes and shit. So I thought, why not fling a Molotov cocktail down there? That'll be cool. It'll fucking explode. We were getting really into Molotovs for whatever reason. Well, fire's cool. Fire will always be cool. Be responsible with fire, goddammit. Don't be like I was. Anyway, so if you don't know what it is, we took little tequila bottles. My mom used to drink tequila. I don't even think they make that shit anymore. Tequila, whatever the fuck you call it. And we'd empty bottle, fill it up this much with gasoline, put a little towel in there, a little bit of gasoline on that, light it, fling it, explode. Whoa, cool. Cool colors and lights and fire that's going to burn itself out, right? Not spread. Didn't think that far ahead, obviously, threw on the plan. So, anyway, I was like, let's fling some Molotovs down and watch them explode, and then, run down there with a fire extinguisher if we have to. So, load it up, get it all ready. Got it sitting in the arm of the trebuchet, ready to fling. Right here. Let it go. Okay, arm works perfectly. It goes, does its thing. Molotov doesn't stay in the strap. So, where does it go? Straight up. And guess what was behind me? My fucking parents' house. The roof. So this thing goes up, right down onto my parents' house. Oh my fucking God. I just lit my parents' house on fire. This gonna crumble to the... My life is over. My dad will kill me. He's got a gun. I've seen it, and he ain't afraid to use it, especially on me for doing this stupid ass shit. Run! Get a ladder! Put it up! Oh my God! What the fuck? I'm pretty much by myself. I might have had my little brother, but he was so young at the time. Who knows what kind of use he would have been, but god damn it. So I get up there. Luckily, and this is where my Dorsey luck comes in. Luckily, that momentum of it shooting into the air, this is all I can think of. Put out the lit rag, and it just spilled the gasoline onto the house without flames. Do you know how lucky I was? And do you think I went back and tried to do it again? No. I actually learned my lesson from that one. Stop trying to fling those fucking things down the hill. No, we just did it the old-fashioned way instead. Went down, found a rock wall, threw them against there, and then it was contained. But Jesus Christ, how do you... I needed some guidance, I guess. But anyway, a story that seems so unreal and unbelievable that it seems made up. But how do you make this shit up? So, I would love to know if anything remotely like that has happened in your life. I'd love a comparison, because I don't think that just... I feel like that's so unique to my life that nothing compares. Anyway, so there was that. Let's get into it. Next, cool shit from my childhood. I gotta stop stomping my feet on the ground. I'm sorry for the noise. I get excited and I do that. So what I really wanted to show you, and I've been looking through my rafters for this, is these yo-yos I used to have. So like I said before, I followed everything my cousin did. And at one point, he didn't live by me, so he'd always come and he'd always have like a new thing that he was into. And it was yo-yos. Like high-end Bumblebee yo-yos. Not your just regular shit that you're going to get at Toys R Us, but like you had to order these online back in the day. Back when I was a kid, which was weird. We weren't doing a lot of that shit yet. Anyway, so Bumblebee yo-yos, and it was all about the bearings being super smooth. It was so you could do tricks and shit, you know? And so we tried to get into that. I tried to get into that. I had some dope yo-yos. But I can't find my little box anywhere, and I think I remember what happened now. And I didn't really want to get into this. I didn't want to talk about this because it's such a fucking downer. But I can't really talk about anything else without bringing up how much fucking alcohol took from me. So, back in the day, I was between ladies, and I'm not going to get into all this shit, but I had packed up pretty much a whole house and fit it into a Dodge Neon. Anyway, I had a girlfriend at the time, so I was going back and forth from her house. I didn't live there, so I didn't want to take all my shit out. I just kind of lived out of my car for a couple months. So I used to go after work, I'd stop at the gas station, I'd fill up a 40-ounce cup halfway with Coca-Cola and ice, buy a pint, fill it up, and drink it on the way to her house. In no way am I saying you should do this. In no way am I glorifying this. I feel like a fucking idiot moron that I even have to say that I used to do that shit out loud. So don't fucking do it. But I would get fucking drunk as I drove to her house, you know? Eventually, I stopped getting a pint and I started getting a fifth. One day, I was like, oh shit, I think I can drink the whole fifth. Anyway, got out to the road that she lives on, which is really rural, out in the middle of nowhere. I blacked out. I drove off the road. There was nobody on this street. I don't know how I lived. I drove off the road into a tree. Car lit on fire. I'm blacked out and passed out. I don't remember any of this. And an off-duty fire patrolman who lived, I guess, on that road found me, pulled me out, and saved my life. I had no idea. I vividly remember talking to the cop, and he was like, how much do you have to drink? Like, I'm not coherent at all, and all I remember is like, too much. And I got airlifted to the hospital. I don't remember that. I remember the bill for it. It was like $190,000, but thank Christ I was poor. Didn't have to pay a fucking dime. Yeah, so that's my relationship with the alcohol there. But what I'm getting at is, I think it was in that little Dodge Neon when I was between moves, and I think all of my childhood memories burned up. So I'm very, very sad to report that. But that is another thing, see, that alcohol took from me. Alcohol takes so much. It's taken so many of my memories. So many positives, it just fucking sapped for me, and it wasn't worth it in any way. And I hope you take these words to heart if you're struggling with it or anything. There's a way out, and you should find it, because life's a lot fucking better without it. Anyway, I know, it's my fucking show, I get to wax eloquent, so get fucked if you don't like it. But yeah, all my cool shit, a bunch of cool shit I think burned up. So, what I'm going to talk about instead, as cool shit when you're young, is reading books. Here's one I'll show you that was very influential to me. It's called The Dark Glory War. I made all my friends read this when I was growing up. I loved it. I'm not going to go through what it's about or anything. It's by Michael A. Stackpole, who wrote so many fucking good books. I'm pretty sure he wrote my favorite book, which, this is how my mind works. I remember the title of it, but I don't remember who wrote it. It's just like songs. I know who sings them, but I don't know the name of them. Anyway, Italian Revenant is, to this day, I think, the best book I've ever read, because it had such an impact on me as a kid. It's just, reading is unreal. And I was really thinking about this the other day. It's bizarre that you're reading these words, right? But at one point, you're not reading anymore. They painted such a picture into your brain that it's like you're watching a movie in your head. And I'm sure this has been said a million times. But when I was a kid, I used to say that all the time. It's like watching a movie in your head. You know, back when you think you're unique to your thoughts and nobody thinks the same way you do. Now I got probably 10 million people have said the same fucking thing, right? Anyway, it's unbelievable, though, that you're looking at these words, and eventually it's like you're blacked out. You black out. And you're watching this shit unfold. You're not even, you're looking at the pages, but it's just flying by, and you're in such a, I don't even know. It's crazy. Reading does the craziest thing to your brain. It's so good for you. That's why I love when you find those authors that can really paint a world to you. And I don't know. It is incredible the way that they can make your imagination work, you know? And that's what's the coolest shit ever is they're giving you the option to not the option, but they're forcing your mind into their imaginary land that they've created. And when they can do that really well as a writer, I love following along and envisioning what they've, the way that it's supposed to be seen. It's just a really, really cool feeling. So I encourage you to read. Oh, real quick, this to Will White. If you ever see this, I might clip this and send it to you specifically. Will White, you've written these books that are the coolest fucking books ever. I just want to say I appreciate them so much. I wish I had my computer to look up the details of them. But everybody go to Will White, find the character's name is Lyndon. And anyway, the way he describes them channeling this fucking Madra, whatever they have inside, he starts it out in the early books to where you can follow along with this, and it gets so complex throughout the series of what they're doing, how they're cycling, how they're leveling themselves up. It gets so complex and so cool, but the way he gradually introduces this to you and you build with the concepts, it's so fucking cool. If you have eyes, do not disrespect yourself and go read those fucking books. Will White, Willwigt. Look him up. Check those books out. He will paint the most amazing fantasy scenario into your brain. It is the coolest shit. You're watching a kid who wasn't supposed to have powers learn he has powers, but you're also watching the process of him leveling up. And what else is cooler than that? If you fucking love video games, you'll fucking love it. I'm telling you. Trust me. Trust me on this one. Check it out. Don't even read the back of one of the books. Just read the first goddamn book and get into it, man. You will not regret it. There's like 10 of them. They're not that long. You can't even tell they're long because you'll read it all in 2 sittings. I'm not kidding you. I could not put those things down. I would stay up until like 3 in the morning reading these books some nights. Unbelievably good. So Will White, thank you so much for what you did in painting your imagery into my brain, because it is the coolest fucking story I've read in a long time, man. So, fuck yeah. Appreciate ya. Let's get into next, cool shit as an adult. Cool shit as an adult is enjoying your hobbies without any outside influence, like fucking you up. So without alcohol, without weed, without fucking mushrooms or pills or whatever. So when I was drinking, this is a part of it too. You get stuck in these ruts where, not even stuck in a rut, you convince yourself that everything is better with alcohol. That alcohol is making all your hobbies better, your conversations better. It's making you happy. I convinced myself that, I didn't want to do anything without it. I'm a big video gamer, right? I mean, not huge. I'm not a super fucking nerd, but I enjoy single player games, and I have since I was a kid, especially platformers. I'm a big platformer. But when you're doing them with booze, I'd have to wait, dude, pass out on the couch while you're playing a video game, wake up and have no idea what any of the cutscenes were, have no idea how to use the cool skills I unlocked the night before that I was playing, because I was so fucked up I couldn't remember. And I hated having to wake up and replay shit. Like, you just lose. I was just losing chunks of memory, and it fucking sucked. Fucking, dude. This is why you'll never see me use alcohol again. It's the fucking worst evil, at least in my opinion, at least with my personality. But I can't keep talking about that every time, because alcohol was such a part of my life. I can't just be getting pissed off every time I'm out here, right? But enjoying your hobby sober is fucking sick. And getting back into them, it's been awesome. So I'm playing video games. I'll pick them up here and there. I don't spend hours at a time. I'm a fucking grown man and I got a family, you know? That comes before anything. But now I don't have to worry about forgetting the skills I've learned, forgetting what has happened. I mean, yeah, I can read at night. You know, alcohol stops you from doing a lot of stuff. You can't retain anything when you're drinking, like as far as reading. So getting back into that, playing music. You think everything sounds so fucking sick when you're drunk, but you don't realize you're just making horrible noise off beat, and it's dog shit until you record it and then see it the next day. It's not worth it, dude. So I've been just fucking enjoying raw dogging life again, and getting back into my hobbies and playing my drums. Well, my drum chords are all fucked up. I think a rat ate my chords. Fuck you, rat. But I have a friend who's going to help me fix them. I'm going to get those back in. Maybe I can play you a little something. Right now here's my electric kit right now. Fucking kids thing. But, yeah. I just, get back into your hobbies, man. Do them without fucking outside influence of bullshit. Alright. Relevant today. So today is the Super Bowl. So this won't post for 4 days, so it'll be a little outdated, and I'm not going to talk about it anyway. If you like the Super Bowl and you like football, cool. I don't really give a fuck about it. I mean, I like to watch it. I like to enjoy it with the people who like to enjoy it. But you ain't going to watch me doing it on my own, sitting there for 4 hours, watching grown-ups play a little kid's game and get paid $500 million to do it, okay? That's my issue with that bullshit. I don't want to see these dumb assholes in commercials. I don't think they got good acting chops. I don't think they got good shit besides being able to play the stupid fucking game that they played since they were a kid. Oh, cool. Cool. How amazing. You're a football player. What else are you? Nothing. A jackass. I'm sorry, that was rude. I'm sure these guys are badass, and they do a lot of good for the kids and stuff. Anyway, okay, so something I into. I do like the UFC. And I was thinking about this because I was like, I don't have anybody to watch it with. My older brother, he was like, nope, not doing it. I don't like blood sports. I was like, I don't like it for the bloody, the visceral, nasty stuff. I think though, once you get into it and you can look past what the base version of it is, you can start to see the smart ones out there and how they can manipulate the other people's footwork or to do what they want or to get them to where you're landing a certain shot. And it's really a big chess game between some of these guys. When you get two top dogs that are really like smart and trying to protect themselves from the CTE, they really start to play a mean game of chess, and it's wild to watch, dude. Could you imagine someone trying to come and kill you, and you got to try to remember every little part of your training to stop them from giving you brain damage, and you got to get them out of there first? It's pretty cool to watch. So I guess that's what I appreciate about it. And I know it's to each their own, but if you ever want to talk about it with me, DM me and we'll shoot the shit. I'm not a big analyst on it. I just like it for what it is. I just like to watch their little chess plays and watch Strickland versus Duplessis last night. Not the best fight I've ever seen, but those guys got more skill than I'll ever have in that regard. So what can you do but be a little bit in awe of them being able to fight each other for 25 minutes and get a broken nose in the 4th round? God damn, dude. Strickland's a dog. That's crazy, man. Anyway, all right. Yeah, man, I kind of ran through it today. I know it's not always going to be funny. Sometimes it's just going to be my brain on display. But you get what you get. It's my show, and I'll do whatever the fuck I want, right? I do have a song for you, though. Oh. I'm sorry. It's going to be crude. This is my superpower. This is my curse. And speaking of cool shit as a kid, it's from Captain Planet. You guys remember Captain Planet? Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. That's the song. Want to know what my brain changed it to? Sorry, some words I'm going to say. I grew up in the 90s, okay? I'm going to have to say the shit how we used to talk. So, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. If you don't like it, don't come back. But, what did I do? Captain Faggot, he's a queer mo. Gonna suck your spermies down to 0. I know. I'm sorry. You'll have 0 spermies left once he gets a hold of you. But yeah, some days it's a curse more than it is a superpower, and today's one of those. Anyway, enjoy your football games, enjoy whatever. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink, period. Fuck booze, it's the devil. I'll be back next week.